Hey everyone, what is up? Zuda coming to you once again, this time with the Celts 101 video. So this is going to be the Celts 101, me playing the Celts against Saint Royd, the mighty level 40 Saint Royd. Being a good sport, coming out of the chat and saying, I will play, which I always like to see, people who are volunteers. Good to have those kind of people. So this is me playing Celts, or trying to play Celts. I won't lie, Celts are not my strongest civ. They're new, so obviously they're kind of probably nobody's. Well, maybe there's some people's strongest civ, but they're probably not as well understood as some of the other civs. So, me trying to play Celts, they're probably my weakest civ. I just haven't played them that much, even though I did play them at Microsoft, but a lot has changed since then. So I'm desperately looking for my hunt. It should be around here. Here it is. So you always want to try and get your hunt early. So notice I put 4 villagers out there. I'm going to do 4 on villagers, and then this one is going to go over to wood. So that's what I've been doing. I've been doing 4 on food, and then over to wood. So always try and get hunts if you can. Actually, always try and get hunts if you can. It always pays off. You see how far that is? Even that pays off. So make sure you get on your hunt as soon as you can, ASAP. Sometimes you'll get it real close, sometimes not so good. So, but yeah, the basic look is 4 villagers on food. Scout around your TC, and then the next villagers and all the subsequential, I think subsequential. Is that the word I'm looking for? Yeah, subsequential villagers. So, that's gonna bother me now. Subsequential. Yeah. Hopefully half you people are from Europe, so you don't know what I'm talking about anyways, but the Americans or the grammar Nazis or anyone who's big on English is gonna be like, ah, Zuda, it is not. It is this. But, whatever. I think it's sequential. So, Celt's making 3 houses like normal, just because you have to. And then, scouting around the map, getting a read on what he's doing, hunting deer, doing all the normal good stuff. Up to this point, not too much is different, aside from the fact that I am, not too much is different aside from the fact that I've built 3 houses, but honestly, aside from that, it's pretty much the exact same as you would have done for any other civ up to this point. So, just like any other civ, you're going to drop racks from 200 wood in H1, and then I'm going to age up. And I'm going to try and do it around 15 pop, which is, surprisingly enough, pretty much exactly where I've been aging on almost every single one of these vids. It's 15 pop. I just feel like 15 pop is a really good number. It's a really safe number. You get your eco going pretty darn good. You get a pretty good mass that comes out of that. You get pretty much all your techs queued up right when you need them to be queued up. So I'm going to open double barracks here, and I'm going to make long swordsman. I'm going to try and raid around a little bit, and then I'm going to just adapt from there. So notice how I don't have necessarily a full out battle plan going forward here. I am going to, my whole strategy is going to be make long swords, poke around raid, see what he has, and adapt. So that's one thing that's really important, is adapting. Always trying to adapt. Never, regardless of the situation, go into the game thinking, this is what I'm going to do, I'm not going to do anything different, and this is how I'm going to play the match. That's never a good plan. You always want to be adapting. You always want to be changing what you're doing based on what he's doing. So here I see barracks. This is going to be really easy for me to apply pressure to, because it's in such an awkward spot, and I've got units out so much faster than he does. That probably, actually, for the sake of the video, I will probably not kill that villager, even though I could. I'm gonna let the barracks get off. I'm gonna let the barracks get up. I'm gonna let it get up just so he gets some units out, so it just doesn't end. So I would probably, against this, I would probably go archer range after the 2 barracks. So this is kind of a little bit of the look you want. I've got 8 on food, 3 on wood, and 6 on gold. Remember, the longswords cost pretty heavy on gold, so you're gonna want quite a bit of people mining gold. Don't let your villagers go idle, which luckily I caught them right when they were slipping off into their drunken stupor. Get all your eco upgrades. So, so far so good. We're making longswords. We're getting out the ability to produce some slingers. We've made constant villagers. Notice I've got kind of this building wall going. This is just good practice with any civ to do. Keeps you safe, keeps people off your city, keeps everything you got protected. So he's got units. We're just going to engage them. Doesn't have very many units. And then from here, you know, I would scout around, use these to continue to poke. Want to see what he has, see if he's got an archer range or if he's got a stable, so we know what to make next. So, looks like he doesn't have anything. Looks like he's distant mining stone, which is not advisable. But I think most people in this matchup would probably like to make archers next. So I'm just going to blindly go slingers, even though you should never blindly go anything. My guess is most people in this matchup would be making archers, which is pretty standard. So I'm going to make slingers to deal with his archers. Another thing that's really easy to do with Celts is these swordsmen, and I don't know, maybe you don't all know a lot about Celts, but these swordsmen can't be snared, so they make for insanely good raiders, and they make a very good raiding party. So anytime you can split them off, you know, throw a couple of troops, quick bring them up, you know, around his wood line or his gold mine. He's got to have wood over here somewhere. Yep, so there he is. Split these guys off, catch some of his villagers. And then you just want to be making units, and always be making units, and never trying to idle your military buildings. So this game is pretty much over at this point. I've pretty much kind of shut him down. He realizes, okay, you win, he says all in caps. Thank you, all in caps as a reply. Kind of a short game, honestly, but it should give you a pretty good idea. I mean, you can kind of see the flow of what I would be doing here. You know, got a building wall to protect me from potential raids. Oh, there was a hunt over there. That would have been nice to see. I've got 2 barracks. I'm making longswords. I've got 2 archer ranges. I'm making slingers. Trying to keep houses up so I don't get popped. Notice I'm popped here a little bit. I won't be popped for long because I got one just about to pop up here. Replacing storehouses, all the normal good stuff that you would do with any civ. You know, Age of Empires, even though they're new civs and it's a different civ, you know, 90% of what I've been saying in the other videos is still more or less holds true. I mean, you want to always be doing things like replacing storehouses, always doing things like building villagers, always doing things like getting eco upgrades early, always doing things like, you know, building your base smartly in a wall so that you can defend your base against raids. You know, all those little kinds of things all add up, and doing them crisply and cleanly are what makes, you know, a good player better and a great player great, and a not so good player, you know, awkwardly cutting the trees off at an angle. So just little things like that are things that you can look for in your own gameplay and think, you know, here's something that I'm doing that I can improve on, and how can I do that next game. So just look for those little things in your gameplay and watch yourself improve. So that's Celts 101. Oh, there's a villager back there. That is interesting. Good for you. Good for you, villager. You made it all the way to the back of my base. That's Celts 101. Should give you an idea of a build order. You know, it's not perfect. There are definitely better Celt players than I. Give you anxiety, Mista, those kind of guys. They have pretty darn good builds. They've played a lot of ladder games with Celts. They have a really good idea of what they're doing with Celts. And I'm sure, you know, our builds vary to an extent quite a bit. But this should, you know, at least get you units out, get you thinking of what combinations you can make and what compositions you can make and stuff like that. So hopefully you enjoyed. Hopefully you picked up a couple tips and tricks. And subscribe if you like what you see. Otherwise, if you don't want to subscribe, that's fine too. You don't have to. I'm not pressuring you. I'm not going to be one of those people who puts a big subscribe here button. If you like it, you can subscribe. If you don't have to. So, yeah, that's all I got. I'll be streaming more. Check it out on Own TV. Hopefully you enjoyed, and I will see everyone later. Peace out.